So anyone have any questions or any comments about the meditation that they've been going through so far? Marcy says it's been the upper 50s here, which is, remind me where that is, Marcy and Naji?
Hi, we are in Western Kentucky.
Oh, okay. Well, believe it or not, we've had 50s here also this week. So it hasn't, we've had some cold weather, but it's not been true winter weather yet, not according to me anyway, not according to what I'm used to. But I'm sure that that will come. So welcome to everyone. We've got a nice group here. It's lots of people joining now. I'm happy to see everybody. And my name is Christine. I'm from Boston area and I've been practicing Sahaj. Oh, hi, Jackie. Nice to see Jackie here from New England also, from Maine, not too far from Massachusetts. And so I've been practicing Sahaj since the 1980s and have had a wonderful, wonderful journey starting from when I was very young. I can tell you that as one grows in Sahaj, you know, my early days in Sahaj, I feel like, oh gosh, if I could go back there and know what I know now, I would have taken much more advantage of, a lot of the knowledge that and kind of wisdom that I feel like I've managed to very gradually acquire. So, we were just youngsters when we first came into Sahaj, but it was a very joyful time. Things were very, very, there were not a lot of people actually in America practicing Sahaj Yoga at that time. So we were really lucky to have some experiences with Shri Mataji where, it was just a small group of us, like maybe 8 to 10 people spending time with Shri Mataji when she did come to America on a few occasions. So it was a very special time, but I can tell you that now we have the growth of Sahaj Yoga has been so inspiring, and especially the growth, I can tell you from my own personal experience that the growth of Sahaj through these online meetings and Zoom meetings has been fabulous. It's been just opened a whole new dimension. Of course, the in-person meetings are the most joyful if we can possibly manage that, but the combination of the two just gives us so many more opportunities to share with each other and get to know each other. So Sri Mataji came to Boston in 1981 for a very short visit, and then she came again in 1983 for a longer visit. She was here for about a week. In 1983, probably you've seen some of the videos from those programs. She gave 3 programs and went very much in depth into the knowledge and the understanding of the chakras and everything, and also spent time meeting the seekers would come forward, and she would work on as many as she would spend a long time sitting just greeting the seekers who came forward to meet her in person or spending time with them, helping them to have a deeper experience of the self-realization. So those were very special times. And of course, she went many times to New York. And those of us who are here in Boston would go down to participate in those programs as well. She really centered a lot of attention on New York, unfortunately. And I think all of us here in the northeastern part of the United States benefit from that as well, because New York is such a center of activity and it's such a large city. So it sort of required that level of attention and devotion that she gave to it. So today we're going to be, I gather that the last few sessions that we've been having, we've been looking at the relationship between one or two and maybe possibly even 3 different chakras. And we wanted to focus on heart, today and its relationship to the Vishuddhi chakra. I felt like there was a strong relation between those two things for myself. Heart, of course, is so central and is so important on so many different levels. But what came to me was the relationship between having an open heart, a settled heart, and a really secure heart, and our ability to express ourselves through our Vishuddhi. So we'll be going into that a little bit more in detail in a few minutes when the program gets started in earnest. Um, Meantime, just those of you who are maybe just joining, we are going to have a foot soak today to start things out, have a cleansing foot soak. So the foot soak, of course, as you all know, is just such a brilliant way for us to, and such a simple way for us to really achieve a very profound cleansing by using the water element and the salt element and combining that with the activity of the vibrations. We cleanse so much can just get released without a lot of effort on our part, or without any effort on our part, really, through these elements, which you could say represents the ocean, or is, if you happen to have the ocean, if you happen to live near the beach and you want to go down and have a foot soak in the ocean, you will have similar benefits, but that's not possible for all of us. A beautiful clean pond or lake can also give that kind of cleansing. But the beauty of the foot soak system, the beauty of the foot soak technique is that it's just accessible. You can do it, easily set things up for yourself, sit down to meditate, and immediately, without leaving your home, you get these benefits of the cleansing through the earth element and the water element. And you combine that if you have something set up for yourself, let's a focal area for your meditation. If you set up candle, let me see, I lost my screen here for a second. There we go. If you set up a candle, then you have the benefits of the light element as well, the fire element. And it's nice while you're foot soaking, if you do have a candle set up, it's nice to gaze at the candle for part of that time with open eyes and allow the light to cleanse the centers, the visual center, the Agya chakra, the third eye here, and also to release anything that may be accumulating on the left side. The candle works particularly well for cleansing the left side of the left side channel of our emotions and our desire. So we will be doing the foot soak in just a couple minutes while we're still waiting for people to join. And meanwhile, if anyone has any questions or comments about what they've been experiencing, well, this is beautiful. I'm seeing so many people today. This is fabulous. Let's see now. Yeah, I think we're just waiting maybe 4 more minutes for people to join today. Hopefully everyone has had a chance to join over the course of the last few weeks and sort of see what the sequence of our discussion has been. I think last week, I don't remember what it was that was discussed. I think it might have been the void. Let's see if I can remind myself about that. So, of course, all the chakras relate to each other. They form they form sort of a sequence, according to me. Not just according to me, but in my understanding, that you start out with the foundation of the Muladhara chakra is foundational, and then the second chakra, the yellow chakra that you see depicted here, is the creative force. And then the green chakra, the Nabhi chakra, is the sustaining force of what has been created. So those two things go hand in hand very much. If you have the creation, you have to have the ability to sustain that. And on personal level, that is our material well-being and our basic survival needs being met. When we get to the heart level, then these are our emotional needs being met. And that has a lot to do with our parental relationships, our relationship to our mother and our father when we were children. Let's see, we do have a question coming through here on the chat. So does the void have any relationship to the space void, which is where all the stars were created? That's interesting. Not according to my understanding. The void is called the void, just to kind of back up a little bit and talk about the void, because it's actually a gap in the central channel. There's actually an area where there's the central channel is not like contiguous through that area, even though if you see in the void that there's sort of a dotted line where the central channel is. And what needs to happen in order for the Kundalini to pass through is that that whole void area needs to be filled up with vibrations, with these vibrations that we feel as cool breeze on our hands. And then the Kundalini makes that jump. And from a philosophical point of view, the void represents maybe the gap in our knowledge that can be filled and can be addressed with the help of a teacher, with the help of a true teacher. Oh, sorry about the background noise there. So the void is the Bhavasagara is called the ocean of illusion. So how do you cross this ocean of illusion? Well, you get a ferryman, to take you across, who can usher you across and guide you across this ocean of illusion where we have doubts or we have misunderstandings, or basically just giving the humankind. There were so many gurus of this kind, and the preceptors of the major world religions actually have a role in this, that they would bring the information and the knowledge to people at large to keep them on a balanced pathway, so that when the time for realizations came, their chakras and their centers are in good shape in order to be able to experience the self-realization. So that, hopefully that answers that question a little bit. I mean, this void of the astronomical, the universe, I think is a slightly different concept from what we refer to as the void or the ocean of illusion within us. So getting back, just actually, we're probably about ready to start our meditation now, but just to continue the line that I was on before, once our emotional needs are met, and then when we get to the level of Vishudhhi, this is more of our social interactions. So that needs to be met. Those needs have to be met as well. But again, they're based on having our survival needs met, our emotional needs met. Now our relationships, like you could say, our brotherly and sisterly relationships need to be met. And that the one kind of builds on the other in a very beautiful fashion. At the Agya chakra is our ability to know ourselves and to understand, and kind of actually conceptualize and anticipate our realization, our evolution. This thing about human beings that's different from the way animals evolve, plants, or the other growing things in nature, which all are in a state of evolution. But human beings have the awareness where we have to participate in our evolution now. We have to agree to evolve. So that participation in our own evolution is a capacity that has come to us as human beings when we evolved to that state where we could conceptualize the idea of the divine. We could anticipate it and we could seek and move towards that. And then, of course, the final chakra, the Sahasrara chakra, where we achieve that self-realization. And the process, fortunately, through Sahaj Yoga, the process is initiated even without us being perfect. We don't have to go through whole purification, and we don't have to absolutely perfect ourselves in order to have this self-realization. The self-realization, fortunately, happens first. And then in the light of that understanding, in the light of that experience, we can go about cleansing, improving, and building on everything. So just to Let's see. We can have our foot soak and then we can talk a little bit about the heart and Vishudhhi relationship. I think why don't we do that? Because I've done enough talking for the moment. So hopefully everyone has their foot soak bowl ready to go, and we can go ahead and raise our Kundalini using the gestures that are shown on the slide. This movement of our hands is like a spiral movement, and the Kundalini moves in a spiral fashion. So we're creating and facilitating that spiral movement of the Kundalini. And then we can put the bandhan around ourselves and create this quiet, protected space within which we can meditate. And the next thing we want to do is bring our foot soak bowl. If it's not already near you, bring it near. And we're going to put vibrations into the water. So I'm sort of showing you with my hand so that you can see on the screen. We again use this spiral movement, and aiming using the left hand is open to receive this energy, and the right hand is directing this energy into the water. So we're activating the water to be especially effective for cleansing. And while we do this, we can just ask that may this water please become vibrated and energized for the purpose of cleansing our subtle system and allowing us to go deeply into meditation. And then we can go ahead and put our feet into the water. And we can take a couple of deep breaths and check to make sure that we're all relaxed physically. So one of the hallmarks of our meditation is that we don't need to put an effort into this process. Effort actually, or the feeling of effort, or feeling of concentration, or feeling of pressure of any kind, expectations, are not helpful for us to go into meditation on the whole. Intention is useful. For example, all right, I want to foot soak. I'm going to put a little effort to fill the bowl and bring it over on that level. But once we're going into the state of meditation, we want to just relax ourselves completely and check and make sure we're not holding tension either in any of our joints or in our stomach. We can relax completely. Loosen anything that might be tight around our waist, perhaps. Our shoulders and our neck and chest area. We want to just let all of that to be completely relaxed. And finally, our countenance. We hold sometimes so much in our expression, I think, that doesn't need to be there. We can just let all of that go. Sometimes I like to just smooth away any tensions in my brow or in my jaw and let that go. So we're releasing, we're letting go into this water and earth element. If you have a candle before you, you can gaze at the candle, or you can gaze at the image on the screen of Shrimataji, which emits vibrations. And let's cleanse our left side channel by dropping our right hand towards the Mother Earth, and we keep our left hand open on our lap. And ask that may all heaviness, from my left side activity of my emotions or desires that might have been built up, unnecessary memories or habits or conditionings, may all of that be released into the Mother Earth and replaced with the pure joy and pure desire that are the qualities, the pure qualities of the left side channel. The joy is always there. It exists. We just need to access it. Remember to go to the joy. Now let's take our right hand and actually put it on our heart on the left-hand side. On this left side channel, the heart, if we put attention onto our heart, that actually gives support to the whole left side. And we can say, Mother Kundalini, please give me the joy of the Spirit, a pure joy. As I am the Spirit and that pure joy is within me, may I experience that pure joy. And let's bring our right hand back down to our lap. And now we'll clear the right side by lifting our left hand into the air and pointing our fingers to the sky, our palm facing backwards. and ask that may all imbalance in the form of heat or tension, frustration or anger of the right side channel, may this be released into the cooling element of the air. I release and let go of all expectations, impatience, and worries. And may it be replaced with a calm, yet focused, alert intention and auspicious action. Auspiciousness is the right thing at the right time. Nothing forced, nothing over effortful, but just flows. Action that just flows and is spontaneous. And now, to support the right side, we can take our left hand and put it on our waist on the right side, which is the organ of the liver and the chakra of the right shoulder stone and right nabi, which governs our attention. So again, our attention should generally be alert but relaxed. Cool and calm and gently focused, without unnecessary thoughts or plans or analyzing. We can say, give me the pure attention. Mother Kundalini, give me the pure attention. Calm and cool and focused on my spirit. And now we can bring our left hand back down onto our lap and just meditate for 1 more minute with our feet still in the water. Our attention can be gently brought to the top of our head, above our thoughts, in the limbic area of the brain, or just above. now to finish our foot soak, I always like to sweep my left and right channel down my body a little bit, starting from about the temple, level of the temple, and just sweep anything still lingering in my system off my left and right channel and down my knees, even down into the water. Sometimes from the back, you can also do. I like to do from my hips in the back and down my legs and into the water. Just anything that hasn't been shed yet, we can shed down into this cleansing foot soak, and then can take your foot soak, your rinse water. We might have a slide for rinsing your feet off into the foot soak bowl. And I think we take a short break. We can dispose of the water. Now we have some music in the background. Somehow my rinse water ended up way over there. I'm going to see if I can grab it. So we'll take a short break to rinse off our feet. And when we come back, we'll have another little discussion about the relationship between heart and Vishudhhi. And then we'll listen to talk of Srimataji. And so we'll reconvene in about 3 minutes.
Lucidchart makes intelligent diagramming easy and helps your best ideas become real.
So welcome back, everybody. And we had a question in the chat about looking at the candle flame with either with glasses or without. And I think either is fine. You can try both ways. I do both ways. I normally wear glasses myself, but they don't work for me very well in the Zoom setting. So because of my combination of sight vision problems. So I just leave them off. I like to take my glasses off sometimes in meditation. Just it helps me sort of just give a little relief from having something material on my face. Because material things, even like sometimes jewelry or whatever, can sometimes be a collection point for uh, you know, what you might call negative energy or whatever, just from our over the course of our day or whatever. You can take it off and maybe put it in some vibrated water, or you can put it near the photograph of Shimadaji so that it sort of cleanses also. So with glasses, I do that sometimes. At least I just take them off sometimes just to give my own Vishudhhi, because the countenance is a Vishudhhi, a little break from having something that could conceivably interfere. On the other hand, sometimes I really like to have my vision. I really like to see the candle flame, or I like to see the photograph of Shimataji, in which case I'll leave my glasses on. So things like that, you can experiment and see what feels like it works best to you. So before we start the talk, I just wanted to, the lecture of Shimataji, I wanted to talk a little bit more about what I perceive as the relationship between heart and Vishudhhi. I feel like having the heart settled, as I described earlier, having our emotional life and our emotional needs met is extremely important to allowing the Vishudhhi to open. And a lot of this has to do with what I understand as having an open heart, also having, of course, a secure heart and a courageous heart. All of those things are very much related. Having a healthy heart chakra has a lot to do with our relationship with our parents. And I think for many people, we may have, I know, speaking for myself, I have memories of experiences and a relationship with my mother which has nothing to do with who she is as a person. My mother has passed away, but say 10 years ago before she passed away, those memories had nothing to do with who she was as a person in the present. So sometimes we accumulate, maybe an experience that we had in the past or something related to either parent, either the mother or on the father's side, that we need to forgive that. We need to forgive that experience and let it go. And of course, this is also a vibrational process we do through our meditation. We can say, Mother, you are my mother, Mother, you are my father. In other words, the motherhood, the essential quality of motherhood or fatherhood exists in the universe, exists in the divine in a pure form. So what you're saying is that the spirit, my spiritual self, I already have that quality perfected. So let me access that quality. And the more limited experience with our mother or our father, and not to minimize, as some people have quite difficult, background with their parents for some reason, for whatever, but no fault of their own, like if they lost a parent at a young age or something like that. So not to minimize any of those problems, but the way to address those problems is by allowing your spiritual self to fill the whatever void might be there, whatever lack might be there. Really allow the vibrations to fill that need, that emotional need for you, and it can do that quite effectively. Why I feel this is so important to have, of course, those emotional needs met is that without that security and courage, we can never find the self-expression and move to that next level where we express ourselves in the collective. So the collectivity is the community. Collectivity is one of the primary qualities of this Vishudhhi chakra. And to be able to express ourselves and relate on that level, we need to have that heart center. We do much better, let's say, if we have our heart settled and taken care of. So then we can expand those emotions and share that experience on the collective level with our brothers, with our sisters. My daughter happens to be, her art form is acting. So this is a big subject in our household because her whole mode of expressing herself artistically or creatively is through her voice, just to a great extent through her voice. And sometimes she has run into a block or something on one side or the other where it can be almost quite painful. So we talk a lot about this, what we call, what she refers to as pure speech. So when you say what's in your heart, we talk about speaking from our hearts. That's when you can really connect the qualities of the heart and the Vishudhhi, and it benefits both. Because I'm sure many of you have had this experience of just speaking something that's true at the right moment, not harshly, but not shying away from just saying exactly, calling something the way you see it, and just feeling vibrations from doing that. By speaking the truth, by accessing the truth, and by expressing the truth in some fashion. Even if we say something as simple as, Mother, I am not guilty, that's speaking the truth. That's accessing the truth and using this self-expression to open this center, to open this chakra. But in our day-to-day lives, I'm really thinking of it in terms of in the moment, speaking with someone from my heart, with love in my heart, to that person, towards that person, saying what needs to be said at the right moment. That having your heart come through and be expressed, having that love and compassion and concern for others come through and be expressed through the medium of speech, through the medium of words. Those two things, I feel like they sort of revolve around each other to a great extent. So that's what I have to say about the heart and Vishudhhi chakra. I think the heart is the topic of the lecture that we've chosen for Shrimataji today. I think she does also talk about expressing from your heart, speaking from your heart. So we can go ahead and listen to Shrimataji's lecture now, and then we'll have a meditation again afterwards.
That is what one has to understand. You ascend, you will become humbler. It is just the other way around, people understand. You see, when they ascend, they think we have achieved some special powers. I don't know, suddenly self-certification starts, you see. I'm very good in spirituality, I'm very high up and all that. This self-certificate starts. And then it can reach such a point that suddenly you found you are on the earth again. This kind of thing is not the way it works out. Actually, the people who ascend, there are certain qualities that show on them. The first thing is your collectivity. How collective you are. With how many people you can carry on. At how many things you can laugh. That is one of the biggest qualities. The second quality is that how much you accept another's domination, who cuts down your collectivity. You must have your personality, separate from everyone. If you allow others to cut your personality, say for example, there's a boss and you are the employee, and the boss is not realized soul and you are a realized soul. Or maybe both are realized souls. Take it like that. And one of them is ascending. Then he becomes humbler, he becomes better, there are congenial relationships. But to a point. He will never compromise with his boss when it comes to his ascent, to his collectivity, to his giving, to his doing things for others. On that point, he'll never have any domination, because how much you feel responsible about yourself is the second point. How much you are responsible to be there, to be a cell in the heart. Any cell that fails, fails the heart. Every cell in the heart has to be extremely sensitive and extremely obedient to the self, to the spirit. It has to activate, work harder when there is need, there is emergency. And it enjoys the most. And no impurity should be allowed. The third point. As I told you, first is collectivity, secondly your responsibility. And third point is purity. Purity of your own heart, first of all. Of your own heart, about sincerity, cunningness. As I am saying this, you will be realizing that all Englishmen believe in the contrary. Nowadays, not olden times, but nowadays. Clean heart, transparent, open heart. Trust others. Talk to everyone with an open heart. Trust others. Why do you doubt? If you do not doubt yourself, you will not doubt others. What are they going to take away from you? What have you got? Nobody can take away your nose, eyes, nothing. It's all quite intact. It's all nicely glued down. So nothing is going to disappear. What are they going to hurt to a person who is a realized soul? If your heart is clean, you can see the other person clearly through and through. Innocence is such a powerful thing that even a glance is sufficient to kill a Satan. Purity of heart. Actually, when the heart becomes impure, the impurity flows down to other places. It is not the other way round. It is from the heart. Many people believe that it's the body that becomes impure. I think it is the heart which becomes really impure, and then it starts trickling down to the body, and then it is residual there, it settles down there. So have a clean, open heart like a child's heart. Open heart. What is there to be afraid of anyone? What is there not to trust anyone? What is there to be angry with anyone? Talk to everyone, shake hands with everyone, be nice to everyone. On the way you find somebody's difficulty, give him a hand. If somebody cannot sit properly or has a problem, you try to remove the problem. If the person cannot stand, give the place. try to give from your clean heart. If your heart is not clean, it can never give. Now, how do you clean the heart? It's the subject which Felicity wanted me to discuss, is how to clean the heart. There's no broom available for that in the supermarket. There are no fairy liquids or anything to wash it down. But there is a way. Allow your heart to be drenched in your mother's love. Just allow. See how much she loves you. I trust you. People laugh at me sometimes. Some of these saints who are supposed to be very great people, they can't understand how I trust you. They say that, oh, these are all lost traces. These are horrible people. How do you trust them? They are not sannyasis, they are not sadhus, they are nothing. They are ordinary people. For them, your value is nothing. If you go to them, they will make you stand on your head for 3 months. For 3 years, they may hang you on a well. I don't know what they will do to test you. But I trusted you the day I saw you. The day you came to me, I trusted you. And I've worked on you from the very first day, knowing what you are, but I trust your spirit, that it would shine. In the same way, trust. We laugh at others. I've seen Sahajogis laugh at others, make fun of them when they come to. Trust them. When you will trust them, you will respect them also. So you have to believe in yourself and enjoy the way gently you are sweeping into the current of your mother's love. Just enjoy that. Like a flower that falls into the current and flows and enjoys all the beauties of that current. In the same way, you should enjoy.
So now let's have meditation on the qualities of the heart chakra. And we can put our hands on our heart and the center. To direct these vibrations of divine love onto our heart. And inwardly we can say, I trust. I trust myself. I trust others. I trust my spirit and my meditation. I trust my ascent. Mother, please give me this love in my heart that I can share with the whole world. We can bring our hand to our Vishudhhi chakra. In the center. And here we can ask that, Mother, please expand and purify my brotherly and sisterly relationships. Please enlighten my brotherly and sisterly relationships. Mother, I am part and parcel of the whole. I am connected to this whole universe. I am a universal being. Mother, I am part and parcel of the whole. Then bring our right hand back down. And allow our attention to rise. Into the Sahasrara chakra at the top of the head or just above. We can use one hand, the right hand, to trace the path of Kundalini. We can just lightly touch our Sahasrara with our fingertips as we raise this Kundalini up to flow more strongly and bring us into Sahasrara chakra. We can use one hand to feel above our heads for the flow of Kundalini, the flow of vibrations above our head. If we can feel it as a warm or a cool breeze above our head. You can try also with the other hand. And then allow our attention to remain at that point above our heads. In silence, in meditation. And then let's finish our meditation by again raising our Kundalini, using the gesture of the spiral movement. And then putting the bandhan around ourselves. So thank you everybody very much for joining this morning. I hope if you have any questions or remarks or observations or anything, please share.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you very much. That was beautiful. Thank you, Rahul.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all for joining. Thank you for being here.
Thanks.
Thank you, Christine. It was lovely.
Thank you, that Jackie.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here. Nice
Yeah.
to see you.
You too.
Now, Rahul is sharing the speech from today. Anyone who wants to listen to the whole from start to finish. And yeah, so we'll see you all next time.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Jamie.
Have a great day, guys.
And you.
Thank you, honey.
Likewise.
Thanks, Christine.
Thank you. Thank you,
So much.
Krishna. Thank you very much.
It was a nice session. Like, it's a good start for me. It's a good start for the morning. And happy holidays.
Happy holidays to all of you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
You as well. Lovely session.